It's Betsy Harvey with Betsy Harvey Inc., your communications headquarters for confidently communicating your personal brand in your work and in your life. Welcome back to summer camp. We are on week 2 this week on the 3 C's that you need to succeed. And last week we talked extensively about confidence. If you missed that episode, just check it out on my website. There are 12 steps that you can take to build more confidence. But you know, the other part of confidence that really comes into play is courage. Oftentimes we have these things that we fear, these things that we don't feel comfortable doing, and we keep telling ourselves all these different excuses as to why we can't do it, and that certainly can impede having any sort of level of courage. So this week, this video is committed to sharing very briefly 6 things that you can do to build your courage. And if you want more detail, you can always visit my website and read the full blog, or you can certainly download the podcast and enjoy it as you go while you're working out or traveling. So let's get to it. So courage by nature comes from the very root of meaning heart. Cor, C-O-R, is the Latin root. In French, it became courage, and then Middle English brought us what we now say today is courage, and it meant the seat of heart feelings. The seat of heart feelings. Now that's pretty cool if you think about it, because that means courage is sort of the foundation of the things that are certainly written on your heart, something that you probably feel compelled to do. So I want to help you get closer to building up your courage, which in turn goes hand in hand with building your confidence. So we're back on Post-it notes this week. So obviously the first word is courage, and I'm going to put that up here. Another definition of courage, or a synonym I should say, is grit. I love the word grit because it sounds like, oh, it just has this awesome, confident stance to it. And when I used to hire people, I would often look for true grit. And that is that sort of natural disposition that people have toward being courageous, willing to take healthy risks. So grit. And then bravery is another synonym. I'm sure you have known and seen many brave people. Good Lord, this past week with Mick Fanning, the pro surfer who punched a great white shark, talk about adrenaline, but I mean, wow, how brave. And then also his mentee, rather than swimming ashore to protect himself, swam straight toward Mick Fanning to try to help him out. So that took a lot of courage and bravery as well. So today, the first thing that you can do is name your fear. In other words, be honest with yourself and identify what it is. Maybe you fear going on a roller coaster. Maybe you're terrified of public speaking. Maybe there's actually something really cool that you're ready to do. Start your own business or accept a new promotion. Maybe there's somebody you want to ask out. Or maybe there's someone that you need to say, I don't know that we should be in this relationship. Or maybe there's a situation that you have as a habit that needs to be shed. Whatever it may be, typically fear is the reason that we don't have the courage to do something. And I have a philosophy that oftentimes we have perceptions of this fear that we start to create these ideas around that make them seem like facts. So there's a question and answer process we'll go through at the very end that'll help you with that. So name your fear and get really honest about it and tell yourself what it is. It's okay to feel it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's okay to be afraid. The next thing is to use your intuition and have heart. Intuition is it's an amazing compass. It was given to you for a reason. It's your spirit that's within you that has been uniquely given to you to help guide you. To me, it's the divine within. It is God's way of giving me very clear messages oftentimes on what I should and shouldn't do. Your intuition is a key driver in making great decisions and being able to overcome obstacles. So trust your intuition and let that be a guide. Now, your intuition giving you sort of that sick feeling in the stomach is not saying, hey, go run off a cliff. That's just quite stupid, maybe. But it may be the very thing that gives you the courage that says, oh, I've got butterflies, but maybe that's adrenaline saying, do it, do it, do it, go, 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 go. So have some heart in that, and knowing that if your heart wants something and your intuition is telling you to go with it, then by all means, heed that as a call and take courage and walk through it. Guys, I promise you, if you just feel the fear and do it anyway, Susan Jeffers' awesome book, which you can check out in the book section on my website, betsyharvey.com, is awesome. It was a life-changing book for me. And the truth is that all the energy you put into your fears of why you shouldn't do something, you could have already overcome it by having done that very thing, and it would have been so much more freeing. So that's where courage comes into play. And the more you practice overcoming your fears, the more courageous you become and your confidence builds up. Words. This is probably my favorite thing you hear me say over and over again. And it's like, Betsy, why are you saying this again? Because it's important. Watch your words. Watch how you're talking to yourself. Because if you are positively speaking to yourself with words of encouragement, you will overcome your fear. You will achieve your goal. You will step into your courage. You will step into your power, and you will do it. So watch how you talk. Do the right thing. If you're in a situation where you're trying to decide whether something needs to be accomplished and you're afraid to do it, and it's a question of ethics, well, then obviously do the right thing. Mick Fanning, his mentee, did the right thing, went after him straight into a great white shark attack, could have gone ashore and said, oh me, oh my, let me go save myself. Think of that as the context of doing the right thing. You're going after something with a lot of courage to try to help make something better. Again, more details on my podcast and on the website. Remember and visualize. Draw on your childhood memories. Think of a past experience where you were super afraid to do something and you actually did it. Think back through how you felt, the actions you took, maybe some skills that you acquired along the way, so that it becomes a template, and use that template again for something that you've identified that you need to have courage to accomplish. Look, I know that when we step into new jobs or get promoted, or if we step into new relationships, we get nervous. Change can be uncomfortable. And so we set up these false ideas about what's really happening, and those perceptions become fact, and those facts create fears, even though they're not facts. So my thinking here is, if you remember a time in your life, I'm looking at the post-it, if you remember a time in your life where you were successful at overcoming something, use it as a template because you know that's something that worked well for you. Meditate. You're always going to hear me say this. Get quiet. It is in the times that we are quiet and the noise is reduced that the answers tend to come. That's when we're most aligned with our spirit. I'll always tell you that you should pray, meaning should in a good way. Everyone who knows me well knows that I think that word should be banished. Ha ha ha. But seriously, it's in our times of asking for help from the divine. In my case, obviously, I do pray to God. But in your divine moments where you're in meditation and you're quiet and you're inviting possibility in, and you're able to really say, what is it that I'm really afraid of? Why am I afraid of it? Show me the answers as to why I do or do not need to do this. In other words, in meditation, you get a lot of good answers. And with all of these obstacles that we put in front of ourselves that keep us from being courageous, we need to ask ourselves the question, why am I not doing this? And if I don't do this, what's that going to feel like? Is that going to be better or worse? In most cases, something that you're afraid to do, your courage is actually already there. You just need to say yes to it. And you need to admit to yourself that what's on the other side of that is going to be far better. It's just that we have a human nature of wanting to wait for a better opportunity because it feels uncomfortable. Isn't it true? Our courage usually comes present when it's time to make a change, even if we're not ready. And being uncomfortable can be a really tricky state. So to get more courage, a lot of times it's really just walking right through that door that makes you feel a little bit off form in a good way. Just get out of your comfort zone. Look, if you need to feel totally different, one of the things I had hoped to do for this video and couldn't do was to go get on a roller coaster ride and shoot it there. So what I'm saying is, get uncomfortable. Go do something that scares you in a good way. Courage is doing something different or dangerous. It is stepping into your power and into your courage. And I know you've got what it takes. There are more ideas that you can put into place throughout my blogs that I've written in the past, but check out the website, the podcast, and the podcast and the blog for this week, and I think you will find more information. I am excited that you guys are working on your confidence and your courage, and next week we're going to talk about charisma, that spirit, that contagious spirit that makes people want more of you. I want to help you get to that place where you feel like you're so rooted and so grounded that people just can't imagine not having more of you in their life, because you do have something special to deliver that everyone needs to hear in your personal brand. So for this week, that's it. Go out and be courageous. Pick one thing to work on this week of any of the 6 things that I just suggested, and I look forward to hearing the good news at #BetsySummerCamp2015, and you can always find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks so much for your time. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Be well.